My official prediction for Miesha Tate versus Ketlan Vieira. The winner should be Vieira. It won't. Miesha Tate will win the fight. Now, what do I base that on? Very little. I have to base it on very little because I know a lot in recent history about Ketlan Vieira. I have followed her way up to main event status, which she absolutely deserves, and quite frankly got here the hard way. Miesha Tate has been removed for a period of time, save one match. That one match was the perfect booking. She needed to get in there. She needed that opponent. It was someone she had trouble with, someone if things went well and she wanted to dig deep, she could overcome. That's the route that she chose, and now she's in a main event. That's a big deal. It is a big damn deal that Miesha Tate, removed from the sport for a period of time, with one exception, is walking into a five-round atmosphere. Big deal, guys. You got to think about it in this terms. Before you make your prediction, you have to ask yourself, how well can she do? And Miesha did have a cardio issue in her last fight. Now, the issue was that her cardio was tested and passed. But it was tested. And passing the 8-minute mark, she was able to flip that second switch to start to take control of the match. Maybe more about the 7-minute mark. My point being this, is Miesha ready for a main event? She shouldn't be. She should not logically be. She is. Miesha's different. Miesha's special. And some athletes, and you never know till it's done. You don't know their genetic makeup, and neither do they until they get put in the situation. Nick Diaz, who's a cardio machine, name that you would recognize, and to bring to your attention, Nick Diaz, who's a cardio machine, had a cardio issue in his fight with Lawler. That fight was harder than Nick thought the fight was going to be, and it was harder than Nick remembered the first fight being. It's a real thing, and it spooked him. It just spooked him. It made him a little uneasy. And after being out for 5 years, we all get that. There was nothing within that match or even the ending of that match that any of us challenged. We get it. Everyone needs one back. They have to. Whether you win it or you don't, it's going to be your worst performance, and you have to have it. You got to get it out of the way. Miesha did. She succeeded. But the point is the same, which is you do not know which athlete you are. Are you the athlete who got old while gone? Are you the athlete who got fresh while gone? You don't know. You know which one you want to be, but you don't know. Neither does the public. And you got to come back and you got to show us. But it is a very real thing that somebody, particularly in the age range of Miesha, removes, comes back stronger than before. We have seen that. We've seen that in other sport. That age range matters. And it's a slippery slope. She just made it on the right side of it. If you just want to go by the numbers, she beat the deadline by about a year and a half. But she beat it all the same. And I have seen countless wrestlers. I come from a wrestling background, but countless wrestlers, Division I, best guys in the country, guys that go on to be world and Olympians and medalists, and their first tournament of the year will be their best. I will see them fade throughout the year. I will see other guys who the first tournament is their worst. They never looked so bad. They need a whole season to get their cardio, get their lungs, get their confidence, get their minds right. Come on in March, peak and go steal NCAA championship. I see it every single year. I followed the sport for well over 30 years. I've seen it every single year with no exception. Both were guys that they trained all summer. The champions are made in the offseason. They believe in that. They're getting the work in, and that first, they're ahead of everybody. And their mind is fresh. They haven't had the competition. They go to bed every night as a winner. They feel great about them because they're getting wins in the practice room. That can be done on the track during sprints. That can be done on the aerodyne, making it further, longer, at higher RPMs. That can be done in the weight room when you read those little numbers and they're higher and your reps are more, and you go to bed, you start feeling confident, you start telling yourself this, you start believing it, you get to that first tournament, you're ahead of everybody. But then the season gets long and you die out, and then you have the opposite athlete where a clear mind conquers all. We have seen this at the absolute highest of levels. Joe Colon comes to mind, who was not on the world team. He didn't make it. He did not plan on the world championships. He was not training for the world championships. He was not studying the competition. He gets pulled off the bench as an alternate. He goes to the world championships, and he brings home a medal. I saw this happen with Brandon Eggum. This was back in 1999. Brandon Eggum doesn't make the team. He loses, was not 99, it was 2001. He loses to Chael Sanderson. Chael decides he's not going to go. Eggum gets put in. He's in the finals a week later. I see it all the time where a guy with a fresh mind, paralysis by analysis is so completely true in life. You cannot psych yourself up. You will psych yourself out. I have to deal with parents when I coach kids. Some dad will come over that hasn't wrestled before, and he'll tell his 8-year-old son, get psyched up, you're up next. Get psyched up, you. There's no such thing. You will psych yourself out. Don't think about this. The time to think about it is in practice. You want to be very careless. And I don't mean careless, I mean you want to care less on competition day. The guy who can put all of his worry into the preparation and then on competition day be more careless than his opponent, meaning to care less, has the advantage. Everybody does in every relationship. It does not matter if it's romance or business or competition. One of you will care more, and the one who cares more is at the disadvantage. And I will see these athletes, and Miesha Tate, I submit for you, is the latter. She got fresh while she was out. She did some workouts and went in bed and said, I'm feeling better than ever. And over a period of time, manifested it, made it true, and now can turn it into a reality. Because she was tested in that first fight, make no mistake. Her timing was off, her speed was off, things were coming a lot faster than she remembered it, and she had to dig deep. And when she was forced with that, she had a choice, and she chose to be a winner. Ketlan Vieira is the real deal. If you guys aren't familiar with her, she can do it all. She can punch and kick. 25 minutes will be a new atmosphere for her as well, but I can tell you from firsthand experience of watching, she's never had problems with 15. No reason to believe she can't dig deep in the championship rounds. Does Miesha Tate have the preparation with only one match in, I don't even know, 5 years? To even qualify for a championship match? The answer to that question is yes. We didn't know that. She had to prove it, but I submit for you she did prove it. The winner of Vieira versus Miesha Tate is Miesha Tate.